Keep it real hot. That's honest, open, and transparent. If you didn't know, now you know. So sit back and unwind as we bring the vibe and a little bit of glorious sunshine to your heart, soul, and mind. Your lovely host, Hot Donna, will be with you in just a few moments. But while you wait, go ahead and set an atmosphere of peace in your space. If you can, cut the lights down low, get your hydration on, vibration zone. Cause tonight, you're about to receive some delicious food for your soul. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's about to get hot. You are indeed in the one and only place to be this evening. We appreciate you for joining us, and in just a few moments, we about to turn the heat all the way up. That's right. It's about to go down right now on Hot Topics with Donna. Show your virtual love by smashing that thumbs up and heart icon as many times as you can. And without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your host, the one and only Hot Donna.
Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Hot Topics with Donna. I am your host, Donna Taylor, here live from D Taylor Network. I am excited about our guests today. I see they are already on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Hot Topics. Hot stands for honest, open, and transparent. I'm going to go ahead and bring my guest on. And we gonna get started. Okay. Hope you are having a great day. It's kind of rainy here. I'm gonna give her a few minutes.
Hello there.
Hello, I can see your beautiful face.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hold on. I'm trying to get myself. Oh, I may have to go into another room. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
How have you been doing today?
Girl, let me tell you, I've been so tired because I've been in California for a whole week. And,
Okay.
and so my body is still on their time.
Okay. Yes, you're 3 hours behind us.
Yes. So yeah, but everything is good. All is well. Can't complain.
I'm trying to set up a new thing here, and
Okay, go ahead,
whoo,
take your time.
child, it's going horrendously.
So do you
And then I'm
have
still
any?
not getting a good view. I don't know what's going on here, but we're going to go ahead with it
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead.
because
Ain't stopping nothing.
that's right.
Nothing, nothing.
Oh.
Is your camera on, or you just may need to turn some light on?
Well, I turned the light on a while ago and it kind of like almost blared you. I think I'm having an issue with my phone. That's what I'm thinking is going on because you're crystal clear over here. I can see you crystal clear, but I can see that I'm like a haze over me.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I'm trying to go on. Yeah,
Let me
because just,
let me see if I can clear this up just a little bit more.
okay. Yeah, because I don't know. A lot of people seem to have trouble when they do it from their like a laptop, but I can see you on my
See,
screen now.
now I turned the light on and this is what I'm
But
getting.
I'm on my laptop, but I can see you.
Okay, okay.
I
Well, we'll
but
go with it
I
from
just
there.
can't see you on this screen. So we going hold on. I'll do from my thing so I can actually see you. So
Yeah, I think this is a problem that I'm having, Donna. I don't think this is your.
well,
This is not Miss Donna's network. This is Miss Valerie's phone over here.
well, like I said, I am on my laptop, and so I can see your face on
Okay,
this. So yeah, but you look beautiful. I like the hair. I can see you on this, but I can't see you on my phone.
okay, got
So
you,
we still
got you.
gonna go ahead. Ain't
Okay,
nobody mad. Ain't nobody
I,
mad.
they might as well not be.
So listen, girl, let me somebody gave me a word um
Okay,
for you and I today,
okay,
and it was so profound. They said, if the live, this is exactly what they said.
okay.
If the live go through tonight, God told me to tell you, and the young lady, is going to be a lot of hallelujah and praise is going to go on your live tonight. God praise already been anointed, and it's going to be a blessed and great one.
Amen. I
I
agree.
got, I
Look,
got this.
I receive all of
Yes,
that. Thank you.
I got this today, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, all right." So, welcome, welcome, welcome to Hot Topics with Donna. You know, me and you've been trying to get on here for a minute.
Yes, we
Here,
have.
and here we go. So I want to welcome you, and I want you to go ahead and tell people your name, where you reside, and just give a little background of things that you do, because I have my little questions
Okay.
for you,
All right.
and we're gonna get started.
Okay. My name is Valerie Dillahunt. I live in Greenville. Well, I live actually in Ada, North Carolina, which is about maybe 10 miles outside of Greenville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a 58-year-old, about to be 59, the
Yes.
23rd of next month. Um, Ageless, curvy model. And I have been endeavoring into a lot of things. I've done some movie work,
Mm-hmm.
modeling, photo shoots, all kinds of stuff. I did just recently get to meet on vacation. Well, was on vacation, but we took my grandson to Atlanta for spring break. That's where he wanted to go. And while I was
Mm-hmm.
down there, I belonged to the agency, the Lingale agency, TLA.
Yes.
And anytime my boss knows that any of us are in town and it's something to do, she gonna hit you up. So she hit me up, and I was like, sure, let's do it. So just to be at this age and ready to do a show on vacation, I was proud of myself.
Yes. Well,
I
I
was
know,
proud of myself.
and you should, because like we're seasoned. Like I'm 57, we're
Girl,
seasoned. So,
yes.
but and so I met you at a fashion show,
Yes.
and automatically I just loved your spirit. I just want to tell you that. And every time I'm in the room with you, you're always the same. You never change. And it's hard to say about a lot of models that we meet nowadays. You know, I love people that's authentic, and you truly are that. And I just want to thank you for always embracing me, always being kind, not just to me, but to others, in shows. And that speaks volume of who you are
Thank
as a person, not
you.
just as a model, but as a person. And so, since you already mentioned TLA, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you some of those questions
Okay.
about them. But before you, because I know you in the medical field,
Hmm.
CNA, but is modeling something you always wanted to do?
Well, modeling's always in my young years, let's say teenage years, high school
Mm-hmm.
years. That's what I did. Um, this lady just got a group of us and she started working with us. And I always wanted to get back into it
Mm-hmm.
later on in life. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
you have kids, marriage. I've been married 35 years almost.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
and we have 5 girls and 1 boy. So my
Wow.
time has been extremely taken up over the years.
Absolutely.
But now that all the kids are grown and gone, my baby's 30. I don't have anything to do as far as responsibilities. I got to be here. I got to be there. I got to, get up. I got to get the kids ready. I can do me now. It's my
Yes,
So I
absolutely.
decided to, my niece was already doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
I talked to her. And as we talked, I went to one of her shows. Actually, it was one of Diamond's shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it was her award show. And it just started from there because one of the ladies that was another guest at the show, she was getting ready to have a show. And she asked me, would I be in it? And it went from one show to the next show. And the next thing I knew, I had done 12 shows last year
Wow.
in the span of 12 months.
Wow.
um it just went off and running. And one of the shows I met you. And I must say as well, when I met you, your spirit filled the room. Your smile
Oh,
also fills every room that you're in.
oh,
And
thank
I
you.
just felt really good about your whole entire vibe. So meeting you was amazing. And every time
Wow.
I've seen you, you've also always been the same. Only difference is you're now a designer. You dressed me as a designer the last show that I was in. So yeah,
Yeah.
your repertoire is moving right on along.
Yes. And just like you, I am in a season of my life of growth. And I love how you said on one of your posts, you said, loving myself out loud. I'm stepping out confident, bold, and beautiful, giving myself permission to love every flaw, spot, and wrinkle, and learn to forgive myself no matter what. And I was like, that is so true because when we get this age, not just our age, we should be able to love ourselves boldly,
That's right. That's
because
right.
if we don't love ourselves boldly, then how can we expect others to love us boldly?
Mhm.
And so, was there a period of your in your life that you didn't love yourself out loud and boldly?
I cannot ever say that, to be honest with you. I have always been just who I am there.
Yeah.
I've always been outgoing. I've always been extra. Um, Nothing much has pretty much changed other than the maturity that comes with the age. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Hey, Queen,
Yes.
the maturity that comes with age, and wanting peace in your life, wanting to take that consistency that maybe you've had all this time with your children and your family and apply it to your own life. You know what I'm saying? You
Yes.
know, we don't get up when we're raising our children, get up and do our faces, our makeup, our hair. We don't always do that all the time when we're raising our children
Right.
and raising our families.
Right.
But now, who? I'm up every day, putting on me some clothes. I was like, where are you going? To Walmart? To
That
Target?
yes, yes. That and because because we set the standard, because I work at high school,
Okay.
and and I can only speak for us as African Americans. Fashion was who we were when we was in school.
Hmm.
Like, we wanted to dress up. We wanted to see what people had on. And now they're coming pajamas, they're coming bonnets. And I'm like, when will we get our children to step back up and take pride in how they present themselves to society?
Yeah, because we had Best Dressed Award. I mean, not only
Yes,
was I a queen every year, I got Best Dressed Female every year. I
right,
mean, I literally had teachers walking up to me, Miss Valerie, where did you get that from? You just look adorable. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
I've
right.
always, been extra, and I don't mind. I love that about me. And I want every other woman to feel that same way. And I find that a lot of us as Black women, we've been beat down.
Mhm.
We've been told we're ugly. We've been
Yes,
told we're fat.
yes,
We've been
yes,
put up against this societal scale
yes.
and what we should look like. What you should look like is what you look like.
Absolutely, because and for one, like, I used to be self-conscious of my nose because I inherited from my father, side of the family. And so then as I start walking in Christ, I'm like, I am telling God he made a mistake on how the features he gave me. And so when I learned to embrace that, like, I'm good. Like, this is who he this is how he made me. And that used to bother me. But now, like you, I am walking boldly in who I am as a
Yes.
person,
Uh,
as a woman, as a Christian, as a mom, as a Gigi, as a Mima. And
mhm.
so it's time for me now. Like you, it's time. It's time for us to step out.
Yeah. And people look at us modeling and this and that and this. I mean, this is not easy. This is not easy. Even though
No.
this is what we love to do, this is not easy. It's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of
Yes,
this. It's a lot of that. Things that aren't ready on the forefront. What people don't see, the behind the scenes
behind the
things,
scenes.
and
Absolutely.
trying to make it. And it's just a lot of stuff that people don't actually get to see.
And,
So, girl, I'm proud of us. I am.
yes, yes. And so when you joined TLA,
Mhm.
what drew you to this agency? Because I see Tina Bridges, she's doing amazing things in Atlanta. So what made you join, this group? Because for one, I love it that it's 40 and over. That's what
For
I really love about
us,
that. So
platform
what
for us.
what drew you to her agency and wanted to be a part of that?
Well, actually, I
Hey, Diamond.
remembered from back in the day that what my modeling coach always told me: if you're going
Hmm.
to do this, you need some type of representation. Somebody needs to represent you. Somebody's going to have to
Absolutely.
help you get you jobs, get you back out there. So that was the prime reason for me joining TLA,
Right.
and then the fact that I was like, here I am, almost 60, and this woman got a whole platform for 40 and older. I thought that was amazing. I mean, to
Right.
be honest with you, nobody else had anything
No.
for us. I mean, let's just be honest. Yeah, you can be curvy. Yeah, you can be a model.
Yes.
Yeah, you can be this. You can be that. But once you get over 40, people don't that start putting the age limit and all this stuff. So, like I said, she impressed me with that platform. And then I knew that I wasn't getting ready to be messing with a whole bunch of little bitty girls. That's another thing.
Absolutely.
I'm too old to be dealing with a bunch of foolishness, and
Girl, let me tell
so
you. And so that was one of the questions too. How do you feel now that you're in it, your season, when versus like you're in it, your season? What is the difference that you find in the newer models with as far as consistency, being punctual, the attitude? What dynamics are different now?
mm, well, Zahara Gianna and I was on her show, and we talked about this same thing. The
Hmm.
difference is, I find that they don't seem to care what they wear.
True that. Yeah.
And I understand the designs have to be, fashion forward and whatnot,
Hmm.
but I still think that you should be beautiful. I still think that, you're selling clothes. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So,
Absolutely.
it needs to fit. And then that's another thing. We've come up in this society lately where everything is so tight. Everything
Yes.
is tight.
Yes.
Everything is
Yes.
tight. Your clothes are, I was taught that your clothes are supposed to lay on your body.
Absolutely.
And mm, personal hygiene.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Um, as little as just not, I mean, everybody can afford to get a pedicure. And then in this business, you ain't always making no money. So you need to learn how to polish your own
Ah,
toes. You
girl, you better.
need to learn how to, you need to learn how to do your own toes, your
Absolutely.
hair, your
Absolutely. Yes.
makeup,
Yes.
these things, because you're not getting a great big paycheck, and there's not always a makeup artist on staff. There's not
Absolutely.
always,
Absolutely.
you've got to learn to do some of these things yourself. And I
Yes.
find that a lot of the young girls, they don't have to do anything. They
Hmm.
don't come prepared. Their model bag isn't prepared. They have
Right.
nothing, and if they have a bag, ain't nothing in it.
Right. And
Uh,
I think they think, because we're seasoned, and when you try to, when I go to a show, I automatically just sit back and just observe the room. That's just who I am by nature. And a lot of times, these young girls think it's just about a pretty face, but it's not. It's more than just a pretty face. Modeling is more than just a pretty face. We're
Mhm.
there to represent the designers, for one, represent ourselves, because we still need to hold true to our own values, regardless of what garment we put on.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think when these young ladies come in, they need to be trained to say, this is good, this is not. You're not selling yourself when you're walking down the runway. You're presenting this garment and you're
Exactly.
representing
You have now
designer.
employed on to that designer
Yes,
or that brand, and you're
yes,
representing that brand just like when I step out, I'm representing TLA. And
right,
when you do that, you have to keep that in mind. And when you get out there and drop it like it's hot and do all this foolishness on the runway, you have just decided that you are representing yourself. You've forgotten all about what you're there for.
right,
And
absolutely.
that's the thing that bothers me most. And I'm like you, I sit back and I look and I just be like,
Yeah,
and I don't say anything because
yeah,
they have to learn, number one. And
mm-hmm,
nobody wants to be hopped on, you know what I'm
yes,
saying, in a public
mm-hmm,
forum. So if I say something, I'm gonna pull that young lady to the side. Especially,
absolutely,
I've been to some shows and there have been some conversations going on backstage that should not have been going on.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And being that children were present, preferably my grandson, I looked at,
right,
I said, excuse me. I said, now I'm
yes,
going to say something today because number one, I'm old enough to say something to you. That's number one.
absolutely,
And what I'm saying
absolutely.
is right. And if you're not having any respect for yourself, you're not showing any to any man back here, any of the other ladies back here,
Mhm,
or the
mhm.
children back here. So I think we
Absolutely.
just need to grab a hold to ourselves and get back to our, the basics, the
Mhm,
basics. Just do the
mhm.
basics, you know. It
And
gives
then,
the
like,
designers a chance to shine, which is what's supposed to be happening.
yes, and and that's like me. When I dress my models, I am very strategic about looking on their page, looking at their comp cards, kind of getting an idea of how they dress, not just on their comp cards, but just in everyday life. Because for me, I want that model that put on my garment to feel good about what I'm putting them
Mm-hmm.
in. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I put them in something, then they like, then I know they're going to represent it well, because they're going to have the confidence to go out here and, sell this piece,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
because
Exactly.
because I know as designers, because I'm still learning the ins and outs, but I also want to be very mindful. Like, this model is taking the time to say yes, to put on my garment, but I want to also make sure she or he feels good in the garment that I'm putting them in.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because
Because
at
they're
the
going to
end of
give the
the day,
best foot
yes,
forward if they
yes,
do that, you know?
yes, because if I have on something I don't like, I can go out there and fake it.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't want to. You should want to go out there being bold, being confident, and saying,
And you can
"Hey,
see it
yes,
in their eyes, Donna,
yes, you
still.
can. Yes, yes,
You can see it. You'd be like, oh
yes,
Lord. But you can
yes,
see it. And like you said, you want the model to be comfortable. You want to represent their brand. And you want that person to look good in it. If the person looks good in the outfit, they're
yes,
mostly comfortable in the outfit. You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying?
absolutely. Quinn said, and how they represent themselves as a being. Absolutely. I was at a show. It's been a minute, about 2, 3 years. I'm not going to say what
Mm-hmm.
show. And one of the designers asked me to wear a garment, and I said, yeah. And I like the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
But then she came up to me and she was like, oh, Donna, you have a little pudge. Right before we got ready to go out on the runway.
Mm-hmm.
And my instinct, really and truly, I'm just being honest, open, and transparent. I
Right.
wanted to take off her garment and tell her she can keep
Mm-hmm.
it and get
Mm-hmm.
somebody else to model it.
Mm-hmm.
But because of who I am as a
Mm-hmm.
person, And another older senior season model, she was like, don't even allow that to affect your energy right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I truly did not want to walk for her. And I said to myself, I would never ever disrespect a model wearing something that I put them in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I truly felt like so humiliating. And I'm like, you asked me to walk for you. I didn't ask to walk for you.
That's right.
But then you humiliated me, and I still walked out there with grace. But I'm telling you, I told myself never again, because at the end of the day, I would not allow people, designers,
Yeah.
whomever, to disrespect me when I don't disrespect you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And when
yeah.
you get a certain age, certain things you don't want to wear, and I'm not gonna wear.
And
I mean, you can say
so,
what you
what
want
are
to
the
say.
things that you won't wear?
Hmm?
What are the things that you won't wear?
I'm not getting ready to wear lingerie out onto the floor unless it's very, very tasteful. In fact, it's number one, and I keep saying this because he is actually the only designer that can even ask me that. Fast. I mean,
Right.
he my boy. I'll do anything for him. I'm over a cliff for him. But don't be asking me that because I'm to the age now. I'm not even trying to show that part of my body. Plus, I got a husband, and the only person supposed to be seeing all that is him. And I'm not out
Absolutely.
there for that. So, when they want to go that far, I'm okay with it, and I'll be with you just as soon as you get ready to put some clothes on. But until then, Valerie gonna sit over here, and I love you. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
have no problem with that. You know?
Right. Queen said models need to also know that they do have the right to refuse disrespect. Absolutely.
Oh
And
yes, most definitely.
like, I remember I was at a show in Virginia, and this one designer wanted me to wear this like metallic dress,
Hmm.
and it had a V all the way down. And when she brought it out, I was like, "Ooh, Jesus." I was like, I don't know about this. And so at the time, my late husband was alive. Like, I literally called him on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to come backstage and just give me some clarity to let me know it's okay with you."
Hmm. Right.
Because like you said,
And
like
I'm not gonna make you
I didn't
feel
want
no type of way by being out there like that. You know
right,
what I'm
and I
saying?
didn't want him to be shocked when I came out. And then on the other hand, I was afraid that I was gonna have a mishap up top.
That's another thing.
And so we have to be mindful not to just be so agreeable to be half naked.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, you're still Valerie, you're still a
Hmm.
mom, you're still a grandma, you still represent TLA. And that's what models need to remember. It doesn't matter if
You can wear
you're
that.
not
I
on a
said, baby,
runway.
I got great grandchildren, and my grandchildren are grown, and they are watching me. I'm
Right,
not wearing that.
right. And then not only that, you still have to be a representation of whatever of whomever you affiliate with. Because the way
That's
I carry myself now, if I was to go apply for something, people
hmm
are watching
yes,
us. They
definitely.
watch it. They're watching our posts. They're watching our social life. What are we posting? How are we presenting ourselves? Because you need to be the same all the time. Not saying that you have to be fake. Not saying that
That's
you can't
right.
have fun. But everything is not for social media, and that's where we get in trouble when we feel like we have to post and show our lives.
When we're
Because at the end of the day, we still are private.
when we're doing certain things, we have to pull back. Like
Absolutely.
I'm getting ready to run for something, and my social media page has been grimy at times. And I don't mean grimy as far as
Right.
I'm up there naked,
Right.
but some of my songs have not been so
Right.
pleasant at the words. But now
Right.
I'm getting ready to run for a queen. I've got to stop that. And that cursing, I've
Absolutely.
got to stop that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? My page is totally changed. I haven't since I got my rules and regulations for the contest. Who? I ain't posted nothing ugly. I'm done. Y'all ain't getting ready to get me kicked down the contest fooling with Gorilla.
Congratulations. So let me ask you this. So how do you feel about running for, a queen and doing pageants?
Well, this is my first one as an adult. I've done it, high school stuff like that. But as far as being an adult, this is my first one. I've always wanted to do it,
Right.
but the opportunity just never presented itself, and now it has. So I am now a delegate for the, let me get it right, Miss North Carolina Full Figured Exquisite. Yes.
Wow. I'm gonna be bold like you because that is like on my bucket list to do a pageant.
Come
I
on,
never done pageants before,
come on.
but that's on my bucket list. So you have really inspired me. You have really inspired me.
Uh, Miss Pro, Miss
Perusia?
mm, Miss blah, 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 blah. Lord, I can't even call her name now. The director gave me, sent all the information out after I did my initial paperwork and all that little crap.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been in touch with this girl named Patrice Allen Witherspoon.
Yep,
She
I
is
know
now the
her.
current
Yes, she is.
Miss North
She's
Carolina.
rocking it out.
hmm
Yes.
So she made sure I got everything I needed and to the right people. So they just, in fact, we just did the posters. We just did the flyers rather.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't
I
wait.
can't either. I'm so excited.
So what are you looking forward to the most? Because this is going to add to your list of things that you have already done or doing. So what are you looking forward to getting out of the pageant at a season age?
Going to do the volunteer services. You have to
Mm,
do so many volunteer hours, and I'm hoping that'll turn into something full time. As far as
right.
volunteering on a full time basis,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I'm also hoping that me doing this speech, we'll have a coach and trainers and all this stuff to do things of that nature, so I can push up my speaking game, my public speaking game.
Right.
I used to do
Right.
it for substance abuse
Mm-hmm.
for the university here, East Carolina University, for their substance abuse classes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be the speaker, but feel like I lost it since I used to do that years ago. So I want to kind of get back into that. So I'm hoping that I will come out a much better public speaker and be able to get into some more volunteer organizations other than the ones I know about, the hospital and the
Mm-hmm.
shelter, stuff like that.
And so are you worrying about like just getting up there like with your outfits and trying to figure out what to what's going to compliment you? Do y'all have to do a talent?
Oh, yes, we do. And my actual talent, I don't sing. I don't play an instrument or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my talent is going to be what I do. I cook. So I'm actually going to
Wow.
prepare something on like how we're doing now, and then I'll submit that to the judges. But on the day of the pageant, on the day of submission for the pageant, I'll just bring that cooked item, and the judges will taste it, and it'll go from there.
Oh, wow. So have you decided what you're going to cook?
No, I have not.
Well,
I don't have a clue whether it's
I'm
going
sure
to be
you're going
dessert
to,
or what,
right.
but I'll come up with something to please the judges. I just want to turn their heads, just like they'll turn their heads when somebody's up there singing or dancing or whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I think that's the only part that worries me. Like I can sing a little bit, but not, I'm not going to be singing up there, but like I do praise dance. So
Okay.
that would probably be my talent that I would do because
Okay.
I would feel confident in that.
Well, I could carry a tune, but I ain't. Mm, mm, I ain't about to do that. Look, I'm gonna stay in my lane.
Yes. And so let me ask you this, and if you don't want to answer, that's fine. I saw where you have arthritis and you've been taking us along on your
hmm
journey.
Yes.
How has that, if any
Mhm.
or at all, has it affect you being on the runway or just doing everyday tasks?
Well, to just be honest with you, since I have been transparent and taking people on my journey,
Mm-hmm.
um, this year I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis.
Mm. Can you
From
explain
the
that?
and that comes from the excessive, well, that came from my, it came from me, from the excessive use of my steroids, trying to keep from being crippled with this rheumatoid arthritis. So
Right.
steroids work on your bones. It's a great
Mm-hmm.
drug. It works wonders. It works on inflammation. It's one of the best. And between all the cortisone shots, I've had surgery on both hands. I've
Mm-hmm.
had surgery on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And between those things and having the cortisone and all that stuff, um, it's worked on my bones. It's just tore them up. So
Mm.
I am actually 1 point away in my bone density testing from having to actually be put on a prescription medication for my osteo, just like the RA. So right now we're trying to get the RA a little bit more under control. So the doctor came up with the infusion. We were going to do the Remicade, but for some reason he decided against it and went with a drug called Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot longer in approval because there is no generic for Symphony. Um, I just started my loading doses. So what I've shown so far on my journey has been the loading doses. I'll start my maintenance dose in June,
Okay.
and that'll be every 8 weeks. Um, how it's affecting modeling, it affects it very much. So
Yes.
um, while I'm not on the runway, I'm preparing to get back on the runway. Just
Right.
to be
Right.
honest with you, I have to exercise. I have to constantly strengthen and work on my balance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, y'all practice maybe the runway you walk. I'm just practicing just to stay in my shoes.
Wow.
After
Wow.
my back surgery, I thought I would never walk in heels again.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to be in the heels, what you see me in now, yeah, and ain't nothing but him because it ain't me. But
Amen.
to be honest
Amen.
with you, I'm like right now. I'm preparing for the June 24th show. I mean the May 24th show. Levon Freeman is giving the Colors of Change show at the
Mm-hmm.
Greenville Convention Center, and uh, Diamond and I and her have co-produced the show. So of course I
Wow.
want to
Awesome.
do good, but girl, in between these shows, and you know, my last show, you and I were just together,
Yes.
and you know how long that's been apart. But
Yes.
baby, I promise you, God is holding on to me
Yes.
and helping me get
Yes.
through this because right now I'm dealing with the site pain, the injection
Mm-hmm.
site, not the injection site, but the infusion site. It had to go in my hand this
Mm.
time,
Mm.
and my hand has been sore ever ever since. So I've been dealing with that, you know, just little things. But girl, the pain with this crap,
Right.
unbelievable. But I
But
just don't want it to cripple me.
it
I
will
want to
not.
live a long, full
Yes,
life. I
you
want
will.
to do everything that I want to be able to do, and I don't want this to make me cripple and down where somebody got to take care of me, wash me, do that. I don't ever want to be like that. So I fight for my life every day, Donna. You really want to know
Amen.
the truth? I can't tell you anything else. Hmm.
Amen.
Hmm.
Amen. And you're giving us hope, people with arthritis, because like you said, you're going to fight. This is not going to beat you. And the more
Oh
you keep
no.
moving, the more God is going to keep strengthening you. And I just want to say, you're going to be the encouragement that others need, because a lot of times people don't know what models go through in their everyday life. They think, like we said earlier, they think we just get up here, put on clothes, go out there and sashay down the runway. But no, people are dealing with a lot of stuff, and they need to know, like, we can have beautiful faces
Mhm.
or whatever the case may be, but we are dealing with life altering illness, some of us.
What type of exercises do I do? Anything that is not weight bearing, Perry, hey buddy,
Hey,
anything that is
Perry.
not weight bearing, and anything, my doctor said I can do anything that I feel like doing. My
Right.
thing is, because I had the back surgery, Perry, weight bearing exercises just are not for me. My daughter just purchased me this little machine here. It's called a
Mm-hmm.
vibration waiver plate. It does
Mm-hmm.
It does an amazing job. I got into that doing cryo, and I be trying every Donna. If it's something that they say works, I'll try it. You hear me? I don't care
Right.
how much it costs. I'm gonna find the money. I'm gonna try it
Yeah.
because
So let me ask you this. I know a lot of athletes do the ice. You
mhm,
know, have you ever tried that? Like, you know
me and Ice
how
don't
they
get
sit in the ice
along.
is supposed to help their, I guess, muscles or whatever.
I have got the cryo. That's as far as I can go. I can't do the actual ice bath where you get in a tub of ice, but I do cryo, and it helps a lot. Cryo helps a lot.
Oh,
Yoga, Tai Chi, all those things are very helpful. Whoever just said that, I,
Charlene. So,
yeah,
do you do yoga?
yes, I do yoga. I do yoga. I don't do Tai Chi, but I do yoga. Yoga is also, it helps with the mind because I'm gonna tell y'all
Hmm.
something. This is hard on the body, but this
I
works on
know.
the mind too. Me thinking, the
Absolutely.
devil whisper, you're gonna be crippled. No, I'm
Mm.
not.
No, we
No,
rebuke that right now.
I'm not.
And and that's another question that I want to ask you. How do you keep your mind positive and not fall into a depression?
Because I get up every day and I determine, I say what my day is going to be.
Amen.
And I don't care what nobody else does, nobody else got going on. You
Amen.
just got that going on. But my day, I I wake up with the intention to be happy and
Mhm.
not to ruin anybody else's day.
Amen. Amen.
And when
Amen.
my body is at pain or whatever, actually my husband says I never complain, but
Mhm.
I'm just a quiet painter, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not a person sit up and holler. Just
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And
But
that's me. I can be in pain, but you would never know because I just grin it and bear it and keep moving.
exactly, you're gonna hurt anyway, Donna.
Yes.
Me with this arthritis,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hurt anyway. So staying
Absolutely.
home, not doing the show, as long as I can get in my shoes and walk, I'm good. But there are some days I can't even get up.
Gee.
It's just that bad. And I mean, and my
Mm.
pain in my back will stop these legs from working right now. It just
Jesus.
hasn't happened, and I've been do a show. That's all. But
Mm.
Diamond can tell you, Levon can tell you, and Levon also suffers. She's got 3 fractures in her back from a car accident.
Wow.
But she walks
Wow.
that runway. She puts those heels on. So it's lot of ladies out here suffering with knee pain, things of that nature.
It
Um,
is a plus for real, Perry. That is a
it
plus.
is.
Yes.
It is.
Because I have sciatica, and so I know
Oh,
how I feel when
oh
that flares.
Lord.
That is no joke
Running,
in itself.
look, running from your upper body
Girl,
to your all the way to your toes. Can't
yes,
get up, move,
that
pinched
is,
nerve, sciatica. I had
yes.
all that before I had this back surgery.
And see, I've never had back surgery. I was working in preschool and I was at work and I felt a sharp pain stop from my hip
Mhm.
down. I couldn't do that but cry because I was like, what is going on? I had no idea what it was. And
Mine was an
so
accident by a roller coaster. Roller coaster. In fact, actually, Six Flags over Georgia.
that's why I don't do roller coasters, sis.
I went straight from there to the emergency room.
Mm-mm,
Roller
mm-mm.
coaster did my neck just like a whiplash type of thing, and then it just kept getting worse over the years.
Wow. And so you, how many infusions will you have to have in all?
It's supposed to be 8 every 8 weeks, like I said, for the remainder of the year.
Mm,
Now, I'm not going to continue on if I don't start to
any
see uh,
change?
any changes or an
Mm-hmm,
improvement
mm-hmm,
after, like he said, like after my loading dose, which I just did my last one.
mm-hmm.
I'll do my first maintenance dose. After that, I want to be looking to see some changes. If not, we're going to change the medication. I'm not going to continue to just
Absolutely.
use something that, and then that's another thing I have to deal with. I don't take pain medication.
Oh, wow. Mm,
It does not do well for me.
mm.
It messes with the other parts of my body that I ain't got time to be dealing with. So
So have
it's just
you
like a
ever found
struggle.
some natural, maybe have you have like like natural herbs like our grandparents used to use back in the day for for pain?
Exactly. I have a compounded cream that's compounded for me, especially for that. It's like lidocaine, prolicaine, like
Hmm.
maybe three of those,
Hmm.
and then I have three different types of pain medication in another, and you mix them together and you rub them on. But it's just like lotion, but it works amazingly. But that's the only pain medication I use. And
Wow,
yeah,
that's
I have been
awesome.
sent to the pain management clinic. Yeah, they want to give me Percocet and this and that and this and that.
Hmm.
No, no, ma'am. I got
No,
enough issues in my life. That is not one that I need to have to deal with.
absolutely. And
And
Perry said he have bone on bone knee arthritis.
oh well, see, that's when, yeah, yeah,
So
that's a whole
Perry,
different story.
right, Perry. So what are you doing for your pain management, or
Yeah, I'd like to know.
you, what are you doing for your pain management for your bone on bone knee
Are
arthritis?
you doing the cortisone shots?
Yeah, that's probably rough too.
Yeah. Now, when I was dealing with that with my hand,
Hmm.
um, girl, I can't even your hand and your feet have the most nerves. And if you have surgery on your hands or your feet, you know something about it.
Right. Perry asks, where did you
Oh,
find that cream from?
the cream, actually, one of my physical therapists recommended the cream, and he went and got it and had it. I'll send it to you, Perry, because I'll hit you up and send it to you. And this pharmacy in Washington, North Carolina, compounds it for me. They send it out, and it's there in the next day.
Wow.
But
He
pain
said he
pills,
takes pain pills. And so,
uh,
Perry, by you taking pain pills, how have that managed your pain? Because, like you said, sis, you don't want to start taking pain pills because then there's a chance you can start becoming addicted. There's
well, not
so
only that, they mess with my stomach. Like,
right.
say like like say if I go in the hospital right now and I've got to have
Hmm.
pain medication, after 3 to 5 days, it's got to be stopped completely because I can't use the bathroom. I
Wow.
have to have an enema now, and then my stomach is back paining and I'm back sick and throwing up. So
Uh-huh.
it just doesn't work for me. So I had to find something. And when I started using this cream, girl, I promise you, I think I had some pain medication at the time when I started using this a couple of years ago. Well, about 4 years ago
Tasted.
now.
Wow.
It doesn't.
Mm.
The cream works amazing. Hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad you came on, Perry. So that can, that's that's the part of me doing podcasts is it's for a form of networking too,
Hmm.
because I always say our motto is we interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And when people can get blessed and get something from whomever is on here,
Hmm.
that's a blessing for me.
Exactly.
Because now he's going to be able to get some cream
Hmm.
to help his pain, because if his knees is hurting, I'm quite sure everything else, his legs and everything else is hurting.
You already know.
You
And you asked me earlier, how do I um how do I deal with all of
know.
this mentally?
Yes,
Um, First of all, my higher power
yes,
uh, is number one in my life. And any problem that I
absolutely.
have, I don't care what it is, whether it's in the street, in the world, in the wherever, I'm taking it to him. I'm gonna let him
Amen.
fix it. I'm gonna let him tell me what to do. I'm gonna let him work it out. I ain't gonna try to fix it because I'm not gonna do anything but make a
Make
mess.
a mess.
I
Make a
don't
mess.
sit up and think, oh me, oh
Right,
my,
right.
oh this, oh girl, I go on with my day. My children say,
Absolutely.
Ma, you act like ain't nothing wrong with you, but you let me carry on with how I had to handle me.
And if you would have never put your journey on social media,
Hmm.
I would have never known. No one would never know, because
Nobody.
you come in, you're so energetic. You're not, limping. I mean, you're just moving about.
Look, Diamond, when we did the lupus
Hmm.
show, Donna was talking and she was talking. I said, well, I guess I could say something. She told me, I said something about what? I said, well, I do have lupus. She's, I ain't gonna say what she said to me. I said, well, it ain't public knowledge. I mean, because
Right.
I don't want you feeling sorry for me. I don't want you asking
Absolutely.
me right steady how I'm doing and this and that.
Mhm.
Ain't nothing you can do about it
No,
but
no,
pray for me. And you're
absolutely.
supposed to be doing that anyway. You know
That
what I'm
part,
saying? So
that
I
part,
don't,
that part.
if I got, so if I can, if my journey can help somebody, I'll gladly share, and I'll gladly share
Yeah.
anything that I do. But baby, I don't even want to even think about that. I go on with my life and try not to even think about I have arthritis. I take my pills and keep it moving because
Be-
a pity party, I don't want it. I don't want to be on it. I try not to think about it. And yes, I'm not gonna tell you that at times it does not bother
I,
me. It does, but I
I
take
get that.
hydrazine for that. Look, I take hydrazine for that and keep on going. Yeah,
Right, because your story is going to help others deal with this too. And like you said, you're only human. You're not saying you don't trust our Father. You're That's not what you're saying.
I ain't got
Some
nobody else to
days you
trust.
you 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 are human, and we get down on ourselves sometimes. Not saying that we don't trust Him, but we
That's
just
right.
have to always be real. And for you to say, "Hey, there are sometimes, hey, I have a moment, but I don't stay in the moment."
No, because you're not supposed to stay there.
No.
God, look, when you stay there, Donna, you're telling him that he is wrong and that he don't know
Yes.
what he's doing. The same
Absolutely.
thing I say about your
Absolutely.
bodies. When these girls go get these BBLs and all this stuff,
Yes.
I'm not knocking nobody not knocking
Absolutely.
nobody.
We,
That's your business. But what I'm saying is, I think if I were to do it, I would be telling God that what He made is not the perfect creation. And I
well,
know
I
that
mean,
it is.
yes, because each and every one of us, He created our looks for a specific purpose, our purpose.
That's right.
And when we decide to start walking in our purpose, no matter what our features look like, it is designed by Him for the calling that we have on our lives.
And guess what? You'd be so happy.
Girl.
You don't have that. Um, I say that those young ladies have the depression of I'm not good enough. I'm
Right,
not good enough, no matter
right.
what, and some of those ladies are some of the most fortunate ladies in the world, but they got it in their mind. I'm not good enough. Somebody, some man, somebody has told them that, and they believe that. But they
They
need to
believe it.
believe another story, which is I am always good enough in
And
every
that's what I said. We
situation.
are fearfully and wonderfully made. That's how He made
Yes.
us. That's how He created us. And that's why when I post because whatever I'm feeling in my spirit,
Hmm.
that's what I post. Because, like you said, we have given others, whether, like you said, a man, a woman, a sister, a brother, whomever, we have given them the power over our own identity,
Hmm.
and now we are allowing them to write the script or how we should feel about ourselves.
Hmm. And you cannot write the script to this life right here. I'm so sorry. I am so
No.
sorry because you don't know my story. You don't know what
Right.
I've been through. And Donna, when I say I have lived, now I got 5 girls. I tell them all the time, y'all ain't done nothing. The Lord bless you with the best children ever because you little critters ain't done nothing in comparison. Look, I didn't have a little me that have to, you know what I'm saying? Say, Lord Jesus, did I do this to my parents? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I am truly blessed. It no matter, and I have been through some bad things in my life. Daughter,
Yes.
mama died 45 days apart, all kind of crazy stuff that happened to me.
Right.
But I'm here. I'm
Thank God.
happy. I
Yes.
thank God for the bad, the
Yes.
good. And I think that's what's wrong with me. I thank God for the bad because I use it as a teaching lesson.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, I don't use it as I had a bad day. No, I didn't. I
Yes.
had a great day. It might didn't
A-
go the way that I wanted it, but it went
Absolutely.
the way that God intended it.
Absolutely. And sis, that is why I've decided
Mm-hmm.
2025 that everything that Satan thought he stole from me, I am
Mm-hmm.
taking it back at all costs,
whether who likes it, whether who supports it. I'm going to take everything that he thought he took from me. And that's why I can say today, I am glad and just proud of the woman that I'm becoming even more in Christ and in everything that I do. Because at the end of the day, like you, I have a legacy that I want to leave for my
Mhm.
children,
Yep.
for my grandchildren, and
Mhm.
even for their children.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
don't
That's
don't
right.
have time to wait around to say, oh, poor, pitiful me. Did I have it rough? And like I tell people, if you want to know anything about me and you don't come to me, buy my book. You will know everything that I had to endure.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. That's
then
right.
you'll know why I carry myself, why I act the way that I do. Not because I think I'm better, it's because the tests, the trials have made me who I am today.
That's it. That's what
And I
people
want
don't
to
realize.
and
What
I
you
want
go
to
through
apologize for it.
makes you who you are. It creates the strength in you. It
Yes,
and people don't realize, Lord, I've been through so much all my life. Okay, well, you should be one strong individual
yes,
because
ma'am.
everything that you go through should strengthen you, should teach
It
you. It should
absolutely.
be a lesson.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
when we don't receive it that way, we take it as my life is bad and my life is no, your life is not bad. You know what I'm saying? I can show you a bad life, but that your life is
Absolutely.
not bad.
It's just
So
you have to make the decision whether you want to live, whether you want to die.
that's
So
true.
either if you want to live, you're going to start creating opportunities for yourself. You're
That's
going to
true.
start walking in your purpose. And sometimes walking in your purpose, you're going to have to cut things
Yep.
loose. You, like you said, you're gonna have to start acting a different way. You're gonna have to start walking a different way. And it's not saying that you're up here. It's just saying, I choose today. I choose me.
That's
If
right.
I want wealth, I need to go do what I need to do to get wealth. If I want to be this, if I want to be a librarian, while I'm
hmm
hanging at the where doctors at, I,
Exactly.
I can't do that. And that's what we as older models to to be teaching these young girls. If you want your modeling career to go further, then you need to start acting, showing, and carrying yourself as a model that wants to have a life further than just doing fashion shows. Maybe you'll get picked up from somewhere, but you
hmm
got to start here. Your foundation is fashion shows. Your
Yep.
foundation is allowing yourself to grow. If you give me advice, let me take it instead of saying, "Oh, you think you walk better," or and that's what I
The
don't understand.
fashion show is to get you seen. It's no money in the runway.
Right,
The fashion show is to get you seen so that you can get jobs, so that you can get other things, other projects, be able to maybe look up and get on somebody's brand and maybe represent
right,
somebody's something on television or something that'll pay you a real paycheck or something. But
absolutely.
there's no money in the runway. And so there's no need of you, I mean, you know, I mean,
So, so
there's
let
no
me
need of you doing that.
yeah. So let me ask you. So if someone 40 and older,
hmm
because I know she not only Tina the TLA, she does a lot. Like she have entertainers, actors, like
Yes, she
she has
has TLA Productions.
yes,
She does stage plays. She does a little bit of everything. She's a photographer. All I'm gonna tell you is my boss lady gonna make sure you stay working. You're gonna
that's
stay booked, busy, and working over there.
and
Yep.
so if someone wanted to join, because I know she's
hmm
based out of
Yeah.
Atlanta, but if someone 40 and
hmm
older, man or woman,
Yep.
right?
Man or woman.
How would they go about connecting with her, and what is usually the procedure to get and to be a part of this organization?
Well, she normally opens up the membership several times during the year, and
Mm-hmm.
normally you can get with any one of the current TLA models and find out how to get the information to get in. But she always runs it on her page to let you know um, that she's looking for models. She's ready for y'all to, go ahead and send your little stuff in, your comp cards,
Okay.
your experience, basically. I've gotten several girls, Levon, Sharonda Kinsey. A couple of them are not there anymore, but Sharonda Kinsey, just a couple of people to come on and join. And it was pretty simple and easy. But you got to start out, you got to have the right tools. You got to start out with something. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a comp card. You got to have some things. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
after you obtain your tools to work, which is basically what your comp card and your portfolio and those things are,
Right.
your tools to work. She'll look over that and get back with you, and you go from there, and one of her staff members will get with you, and you go over the contract, and you go over your code of conduct contract as well. You
Oh,
sign
wow.
all of that, and you go on from there. But she also has TLA that's under 42. I can't speak on it too much, but I do know she did start it. So there is
Oh, okay.
a
Okay.
space for under 40 as well. But our platform, yes, it's for men and women.
Okay.
And like I said, she gets you. She lets you know about all of the things that she knows about, like getting roles and something for Tyler Perry,
Mm-hmm.
getting roles, doing a Hilton commercial. I'm just giving examples now.
Okay. Okay.
Just different things. And of
Absolutely.
course, every and any and all fashion shows, ain't nothing TLA ain't touching up in
Wow.
Atlanta.
So do they have a base just in Atlanta, or do she have a base here too?
No, each state that she has models in is a representative is a representation of her
Oh,
agency.
oh, cool.
We all are TLA of Atlanta, but we are the North Carolina chapter, the New
Okay.
Jersey
Okay.
chapter, the
Okay.
so
Okay.
forth and so on. Actually, the North Carolina chapter, I don't know about now, but to my knowledge, we have the most state members,
Wow.
statewide members,
Wow.
outside of Georgia. Yeah,
And so you've been in it since December.
yeah. This is I just had my 1 year anniversary. This will be my second year doing the annual.
Mm-hmm.
We all come together once a year and do an annual fashion show to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate, of course, her annual year. This is year 13.
Wow.
So yeah, and this is about loving on one another, loving on
Yes.
one another, helping one another to grow. Because I had never done a movie. I mean, I did a major motion. I did background for a major motion picture movie with three
Yes.
freaking
Come
stars
on.
in it.
Yes.
And I had never done a reality show. I ain't never done nothing but a play years ago.
Wow.
So this has opened up doors
Yes.
to things I can only imagine.
Wow.
And I'm so happy. And I'm just having fun.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad you're having fun. Hey, Crystal, my beautiful sister.
And I try to bring every lady that I know along with me. They don't want look. They don't look. They want to look, but they don't want to come. So when I put it out there to them, Donna, come on, come on, come on. They back off then. But yeah, any woman that wants to join, that's listening to us right now, what you waiting on?
Well, I might be the one to be calling you to ask you more about it.
Come on here.
Yes, because like I I see you all, and as long as it's a sisterhood, a positive sisterhood, I can get down with that.
Hmm.
I can get down with that.
Yep, positive
No.
sisterhood. We have ladies. Our oldest member is Miss. I think it's Miss Lenita Joe Fox, and I
Hmm.
want to say she's 70 something.
Wow.
Yeah. And she was like the first TLA. So yeah, we got them all the way from 40, just turned 40, all the way to 70. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be reaching out because I've been seeing it because I know Jonice is in it, and she's told me things about it, and what I've seen, I have been impressed because I do my homework.
Yeah.
I look at people, I see how they're moving, and like you said, when you're doing things, you always have to be professional. Your page have to line up with your vision. And so, yeah, I think I might want to do
Yeah,
it.
come on. And come
Yeah,
on with the pageant thing too. I need some company.
girl. But listen, I thought like what's the weight size, criteria size?
Um, it's I think it's an age and weight thing. The Miss Full Figured is I think they have to be like a size 20 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into it, she gives you the categories. I think you have to be, some of them you have to be a size, at least a size 20. But for Miss Exquisite, that wasn't the case, of course, because I'm not a size 20.
Right,
But
right.
I am I think it's up to 61 for that category that I'm in.
Okay, okay.
And the size, I don't think the size really matters on that
Oh,
end.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But
Hey,
the
we're
Miss
coming up.
Full Figured, the size
Mhm.
matters
Right.
because she did specifically say you need to wear a 20 or up.
Okay. And
Hmm.
so where are you going to be when this pageant takes place? Because I want to come see you
Well,
shine.
this will be in I think most of everything will be taking place in the Durham area.
Okay, okay, yeah, with Perusia, right?
Yeah, that's her name. Perusia. I can't think of her last name either,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
Perusia. Yes, this is she's the director.
yeah.
And she's
She's she's a sweetheart. I met
she
Perusia,
is.
oh, probably over 12 or 13 years ago when I used to model a lot in Virginia, and that's where
Okay.
I'm start modeling for her when she did her earring.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, because I noticed all of those ladies are still connected. DMV, all of those ladies are connected from state to state, each
yeah.
director. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
like Ramona is on, that's how I met Ramona in
Okay.
Virginia. Yeah. So that's where I started my modeling days out in Virginia.
Okay. Are you from Virginia?
No, I'm from North Carolina.
Okay. Okay. I lived
Yeah.
in Virginia. My first marriage, I was Navy wife. I lived in Virginia Beach for a little while.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. So before we leave, give us some encouragement on how to manage any sickness, how to just love who you are on the runway, off the runway, and being a seasoned model. How what would you tell other models or people or women that want to be models how to get started? Because there's a lot of women that seasoned, like us,
Hmm.
that want to get into it, but they think they don't have what it takes to do it.
Um, First of all, you need to love fashion. That's the first thing. You gotta
Yeah.
want to travel. You gotta love to travel, and you
Mm.
gotta love to meet people. You gotta network because networking is the most important part of all of us. Whether we're a designer, whether you're in production, or whether
Mhm.
you're a model, networking is the key because that's how you meet other people. That's how you get other
Absolutely.
shows. That's
Absolutely.
how you move. Yeah. Hmm. Um, as far as being a seasoned lady, I would suggest that if you start like I started. I started working out, getting my body right first. Um, Trying to make sure that I'm comfortable in front of other people walking and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
And as time goes along, you have to develop your own walk because
Absolutely.
I'm a person. I'm a very emotional person. If something happens right before a show, it could possibly affect my show.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to go too much into that, but
Yes. Yes.
something happened at a show that I was recently at, and it bothered me to my core.
Wow.
And the next thing I looked up, I was on the runway and tears was running out of my eyes. But I'm a
Jesus.
big crybaby. And
Mm.
so, and I'm okay with that. I hated I had to do that in the designer's clothes, but I'm a big crybaby, and that just bothered my heart, and I couldn't get past that.
Right.
And if there's something wrong with one of the other models backstage, or there's something wrong with one of us or one of the designers, health wise,
Hmm.
I I did health healthcare for 20 years.
Yeah.
My healthcare stuff gonna pop right back into me. My feelings. I mean,
And
I
it
ain't
did.
focused on the show no more. I'm focused on the patient then.
Right,
So
right, right. But speaking of that, you know who I'm talking about. But
mhm.
have you heard any update?
No, I have not. No. But that was just something that just floored me.
Oh,
It
girl,
did.
I was right there with you. I
It
was right there
did.
with you.
So
Yes, yes.
and then I looked at you too, and I saw it in you too. So I was like, okay, everybody. I mean, some people can turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Some people can
No,
just turn
mm-mm.
that kind of stuff off and go on with their thing and, shine. Baby, you done throw my whole kilter
But
off because I need to see about you. I have that mother instinct. And that's another thing
right.
about me being most of the time the oldest one backstage. Yeah, I
Yeah.
start feeling like I'm y'all mama sometimes because y'all be doing some crazy stuff.
Listen, I'm telling you, like you are you just went into a mode, and I was trying not to
My
get.
whole entire
I
body
was
just
trying not
kicked
to get
into her
emotional
mama.
because I was like, this shouldn't even be. All I could think of, this should not even be happening right now. And that's why it's so important that when we are doing fashion shows, we all, as sisters and brothers,
Yep.
we need to be accountable for each
We
other because
do.
we are there for the same show. We ain't like you there for one show and I'm there for another show. We're there for the same show. So if something is going on, even if you don't really know me,
Yeah.
we're still at the same
Yeah.
place. You should have enough decency to be like, hey, I see you not really looking, something is off. Like, do you need
Right.
something from me?
Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do to help you? I
Right,
mean, because
right.
whatever it is, I'm going to try to get it. I mean, sometimes it
Absolutely.
might not even be that, Donald. Sometimes we get hot backstage.
Right.
Sometimes there be a lot of designers and like the air can be on, but it just gets hot backstage.
Because
And then
there's too
we're
many
women of the
bodies
age
back
of
there.
getting hot too. So, I mean, we got to look out for one another.
Absolutely.
How can you be backstage with a bunch of women and y'all just ain't looking out for each other? I don't understand
Right.
that. What Paris said? I'm trying to read at the same time.
Perry said, Donna, can you share my info? Yes, I will, Perry. I'll give it to her.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give it to her, Perry. But yeah, but we have to because this is my thing, and this is the attitude I always have when I go to a show. I want to show up not just for whomever putting on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show up for whoever needs assistance, whether it's helping my sister buckle her shoe, zipping her,
Mm-hmm.
dress. I don't have to know you, but we're there for the same thing.
Same purpose.
The
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're and that's how I like to show up. Even if I'm not in a scene and I know you're in a scene, hey, listen, what do you need me to help you do? If I know you got to come back and change again, hey, tell me what you need so I can be ready when you come
Mm-hmm.
back to help you step in, step out.
Exactly. Exactly. And we gotta learn to do that for each other because I mean, it's not your turn today. But
Right.
who's to say that the next time it's not gonna be your turn?
That part. That part.
So you got to think about that. But like I said, some people can turn it off and go right on. I'm not one of them. I've never been one
Me,
of them,
me, me, me either.
and I'm okay with
Yeah,
that. I'm happy with that. I
yeah,
love that for me because
me
I want to
too.
have a heart like that. I've always had it. I mean, I don't see no
Yeah,
problem with it. And if people that do see a problem with it, that's just whose problem it is. Theirs, not
right.
mine.
Right. And like I said, when from the day I met you, you have been the same. You never changed. I never walked in the room and saw you and be like, oh, I don't want to be here. Every time I see you, you are 100% authentic.
I try to be all the time
You
because I don't want you to
you
see
are,
one person one day, even if I'm having a bad mood. I don't want you to know it. You didn't do it.
yeah,
You don't have anything
yes,
to do with it.
yes. My sister Crystal, she's like that too. But I just love you're authentic. And like I said, everybody just can't be that. I'm just gonna say they just can't.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean,
Because
I mean, ain't no faking the funk. You either this is how I am. either you're real
Yeah.
or either you're
That's
not.
right. Period.
It ain't no in between, because if you're real, it's going to show when you walk into the room.
And when you fake, that's gonna show too.
It's gonna walk in the room with you too. And like me, I listen to my discernment. When he give it to
Yes,
me, I
sir.
listen. When he tells me sit over here and I need you to be still, that's
And
what
be
I do.
quiet and
And
listen.
that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yep.
not that I'm trying to be standoffish. It's just that when I know when the Holy Spirit is saying sit down, be still, because I don't need you
It's the
being
reason why he
busy.
wants you to listen and pay attention,
Right.
because it's something in your presence that you need to be listening and paying attention to instead of talking or
Absolutely.
going on with whatever we got going on. And it's a lot of people that be in our presence, Donna, at these shows that got a lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely. And it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal said authenticity and empathy are some of the greatest qualities. It is.
Yep.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes, you have to tune out the background noise. And
Oh,
and that's
definitely.
like when I come in a place, I find a spot and I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yep.
I don't like moving too much, because you have to be careful about the spirits you're encountering, just as
Mm-hmm.
humans. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you're still, you can assess everything that's going on.
That's right. That's right.
But when you keep moving, you're going to get caught in the mix of all that
Mm-hmm.
chaos.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And
And
I
you're not doing your job when you're moving, because that's not what you're there for. You're there to represent the brand. You're there to get the clothes out.
absolutely.
You got to be paying attention. That's how come some people ain't ready to go out on the floor when it's time to go, because they're doing so much other stuff.
And then
People running around looking for you and you ain't even dressed.
and then you got the producers of the show being like, "Hey, because we as models, and not everyone,
Yeah,
but as models, we have to be mindful, because these producers are on a time.
that's
They
right.
don't rent the venue, they don't rent it, pay for the DJ and all of this stuff. So models have to realize we are holding up the show when we are not in place, in order. We don't have time to be doing all that yakety yak yak, yakety yak
Mm-hmm.
yak. Listen,
Talk after
get
the show.
dressed, get
Mm-hmm.
dressed, and let's move forward, because these producers have put on a show and
Done
people have
paid for
paid,
the venue,
paid
and
for
people
them
sitting
to
out there
come.
waiting to look,
Right.
and they get
They
tired,
get
Donna.
tight.
They will
Yes,
leave. People
yes,
will get up and start leaving the show. They
yes,
go run too long.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And that's one thing that I think, you know, at practice, that should be some of the things that producers should go over and let these models know. Yes, we want you here. Yes, we're glad you're here.
Yeah,
But
we got a
what I
time
need from
slot.
you is to be in timely manner, change.
But that's being
Don't do all this
respectful
extra.
of the producer of the show. Also,
Right,
you need to have the proper things so you ain't running around having to be running around looking for everything and borrowing. I hate that. You do not borrow. I don't mind, and most of the time I got my bag loaded up and I got enough stuff for almost everybody that's gonna ask me. I pretty much look. I'm the grandma of the group. I pretty much know who ain't got what and who gonna ask me for what at whatever show when I see their name on the list. So I'm prepared. But you got to stop leaving work from home and you ain't got nothing in your bag.
right, right. But this is me. When I am so strategic about my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's like when I know I am dressing models, my stuff has to be ironed, because I am not going to let a model walk out in something wrinkled of mine.
Can you repeat that?
I'm not,
But can you repeat that?
because because of who I am as a person in my everyday life. Let me tell you something. My coworkers know I will be late to work if I got to get up and iron.
but I'm telling you, that's just who I am because I appreciate you. I
And then all
appreciate
the
each
stuff
and
I've
every
seen on the
model that
runway
walk for
wrinkled,
me.
you just
So
took it
why
out
am I
bad.
gonna let
You
you
didn't
go
try to
out here?
steam it or nothing.
No, I iron every piece. If it's got a little wrinkle, it's because I put it in the garment bag. And you see, when I have come in, I have my garment bag. Ain't nobody got to. I ain't got to be saying, oh, is Sally over here wearing this? No, whatever Sally is wearing, I have an index card and say, this is what Sally is wearing. So when you come, this is what I have for you.
Hmm.
And I'm
Yep.
not bragging or boasting, but that's how I like to be
That's
as
the
a
way that
designer.
it's supposed to go because you getting ready to send yourself, your brand down the runway, and you didn't take the time or think enough of it to iron it or to press it before you gave it to that model,
Right,
and that a model don't wore it out there. I mean, that's your brand you just sent out
right,
there.
right. And my friend Crystal said I iron every day. Let me tell you something. I iron for the whole week. I don't play around with my ironing. Ironing relaxes me. So the same way that I take care of myself going to
Mm-hmm.
work every day, I do the same for models that wear my stuff.
Well, I was brought up like that. Well, and Miss Annabelle, how she didn't turn on the iron every day. So you turn it on once a week. You ironed up all your clothes,
That's
and that
me.
was it. Mm-hmm.
That's me, girl. And that's what I do for my models. If you're wearing
Mm-hmm.
something, I iron every stitch.
Yeah.
Every stitch. I put it on the index card what this person is wearing, who's wearing what. So when they come, I want to be prepared
You don't know how
to
beautiful
know.
that looks when it goes down the runway and you got something on and it's just billowing in the thing and it ain't got no wrinkles in it. That just looks
Yes.
so pretty in comparison to it looked like you just took it out the garbage
No,
bag
ma'am.
and gave it to the model.
And
Get out of here.
I'm telling you, and everybody that's gonna watch this, if I ever dress models
Mm-hmm.
in a show and my stuff is really, really wrinkled, you better tell me because I can fix it. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings because I want to be straight when I send
Mm-hmm.
somebody out there with my stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
The
come
other
home,
compliment I got, and I got to say this since we're talking about that, I'm gonna need you designers to wash them clothes.
oh, that's what I'm gonna say, girl. The clothes that when I go to a show, I wash them clothes as
A
soon as I get home.
designer gave me a musty outfit.
No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
And I was like, oh my God, it is musty.
No, ma'am. Oh,
I didn't say it out loud. I didn't embarrass her or anything like that. When she came over to see how did it fit, I said, I don't know. It's musty and I can't try that on.
and she got offended, didn't she?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
No, no. She was older like us. I don't know if it got skipped. I don't know what happened there. I didn't even ask because I really don't care because you shouldn't have brought it if it hadn't been washed, period.
right, right, absolutely. Paul said he liked to. He said, "I love it when what I'm wearing look fresh." Absolutely, because
Yes.
it's a representation of who you are.
And the men too, I want to see your shirt. Girl, I want this stuff to be and when you look at professional shows, all you see is a bunch of steamers back there, people just
Yes,
steaming stuff, you know.
yes,
And then if the designer don't steam it and you got your steamer, ask can you steam it? I ask will they steam it? Because
absolutely.
you don't want to walk out there with no wrinkled up clothes on.
No, no, and I still be trying to figure out how can I iron this stuff and put it in the bag and it don't get wrinkled. But when I bring it,
Sometimes
I
it,
try.
it gets
I
like a
try
little
to.
fold in it or something, but that's different, Donna, than the garment has not been ironed.
Oh no, my stuff has to be
Yes,
ironed. I'm sorry, I can't.
ma'am.
And
Mm-hmm.
this is if I know I'm in the show, I prepare 2 days before the show. So when I get ready to go, all I do is grab my garment
And
bag,
go.
my rack, and I line it up. I'm not fin to be out of a suitcase. If
Yeah.
that's how people be, that's you. But I know how I am.
But I think if you're a designer, my personal opinion, I think that your stuff should be on racks, like you say, and you should bring your stuff to the show in garment bags, and it should be hanging up. It should not be in a bag like that because when it's like that, I don't care what you do to it. And I know a lot of things we wear now is shake and go and whatnot, but everything is not.
Yeah, I can't
do shake and go. I don't care if it is shake and go. I still need
I
the
still
ironing board.
want the iron. Look, and it, look, even if I'm not even gonna iron it, I will throw it. My dryer has an express wrinkle thing on it. I'll throw it in there and do that. But I'm not wearing it. It just has all these wrinkles and it look like it just came out the bed. That just looks horrible.
You
No.
know, you know you bad when your sister, she said, girl, bye, you pack a week ahead, don't lie.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
right.
I do. I knew I was going to California to see my son for a whole
Uh-huh.
week. Girl, I was packed 2 weeks prior to going
I ain't that bad, but yeah.
because
And then
because I know how my life is sometimes, and I know I have certain things I need to do, like trying to go to school, and so
right.
I needed everything
So
to
you're
be.
still in class too, right?
Well,
You still
I graduated last Saturday with my bachelor's degree in biblical studies.
congratulations, babe.
Yes. So yeah, I graduated with an associate degree in biblical studies last Saturday.
Yes.
So yeah,
Amen. I like that.
yeah.
I like that.
So I'm just gonna see what he has for me next. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
He ain't gonna leave you out here. Look, he got plenty of work for you to do.
and I'm ready. I am so ready. I'm just like I said. I'm
And we
truly
need it in
thankful.
all aspects of our life, this
Yeah,
modern world too.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, and I'm just ready. Thanks, Paul. I'm just ready for him to use me, however,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's how I'm living my life. Like you said earlier, when we try to put our hands in stuff, we make a mess. But when we totally surrender and say, "Here I am, Lord,
Hmm.
do whatever you want to," we don't make a mess of
No,
it.
because we're not doing it. He's doing it through us, and it's
Yes.
a difference.
Oh,
Yep.
thanks, Crystal. Thanks, um, Paul. But yeah, but I am so glad we got to do this interview. I so
Me
have
too.
enjoyed
I am so.
you.
I knew. Look, I knew we were gonna be chit chatting just like we in the living
And,
room.
but you know
Y'all,
what?
y'all pay us no
And
mind.
listen, and that's what I tell people all the time. When I ask, and reach out to people and say, "Hey, would you like to be on our show?"
Hmm.
Or my marketing person, they be like, "What we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about you. What you doing is changing lives. What we're doing is changing lives." And like I always tell people, if one person
Hmm.
got what they needed from my lives, that's that one person that needed it.
That's right. That's
Just
right.
like Perry, you gave him information that he needed because he has pain, but it's not helping the pills that he's
Hmm.
taking. So
Hmm.
here you are, you have given him an alternative to help maybe alleviate his pain.
That's right. That's right. And like you
And
said, if it helps just one person,
just one.
this
That's what it's
live,
about
my
for me.
story,
Yes,
my journey, your
yes.
story, it's all been worth it.
It's all been worth it. And
It's all
that's
been
like
worth
I always believe, like when we go to church, that message may not be for everybody in there. It may be for one person, it doesn't matter. But if whoever is needed for, they came and got it.
That's right. Look, every Sunday, Pastor ain't on your toes.
No,
Look, sometimes he don't mind.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. But I have so enjoyed you. But like I said, I am going to send you Perry's information,
Listen,
and then you can get with Perry. And then probably later on in the week, I'm gonna get with you and talk about joining.
yes,
Um, and then I hope you all been seeing my book signing launching. If you can
yeah.
come, please come. We're gonna
When
have
is it?
it's May 17th. I'll
Where?
send you the flyer.
Where? Okay, yeah. Please send me
It's
the
gonna be
flyer.
in Moore County. I live in Moore County.
Wait a minute.
So
Where's that at?
it's you heard of Southern Pines, Aberdeen?
So are
I'm
you
on the
near
other. I'm on.
Smithfield?
Yes, I'm on the other side of Fayetteville. Yes,
On the other side of Fairfield or Smithfield?
Fayetteville.
Okay, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. It's been a long time. My book been out for 2 years, but now is the time that God say it's time to launch.
Okay,
It's,
okay.
so yeah, so I'm gonna have a guest Arthur, which is my cousin, Dion Wingate. So
Okay.
we're gonna be doing some giveaways. And it's just gonna be fun. It's just gonna be fun. I'm just excited. So if you guys can come,
You said
please
May
come.
17th. Send me
Yep,
everything, and I'm gonna
I
text it
will.
when we get
It's
as
gonna be
soon as
from
we get
2 to
there.
6, not gonna be long. It's just going to be just me telling about the book. And then some people that have read the book, I'm going to probably give them a chance to, ask questions to me or whatever. So, hey, this is going to be up close and personal.
Okay. Sounds like a winner. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to get there. I'm
Yes. Yes.
so
I
glad
love
you had
you.
me on here.
Yes. I love you. And like I said, as soon as I get off, I will send Perry's number to
Okay.
you. And then that way you and him can collaborate and you can get him the cream that he needs, Perry. So I will give her
Yes.
your number. And so listen, you keep trusting God. He's going to heal you. You're going to
Most
still be able to be
definitely.
amazing on that runway, girl. Listen, no arthritis going to stop you. You're going to still
Nope.
the runway. And you are giving people hope to let them know no matter what life
No matter what.
bring you.
No matter what. No
We
matter what.
trust
Never give
him.
up.
We
Yep.
can do anything.
Anything. I love
Anything.
you, Miss
I
Donna.
love you
Thank you for having
too.
me.
Yes, yes. I will talk to you later, but I'll send you Perry's
Okay.
information as soon as we get off, okay?
All right.
I love
Good
you.
night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Guys, thank you so much. Hey, sister. Hey, Dr. Frida. Perry, I'll give her your number and then she can call you, okay? Let me see.
How do I disconnect now?
Just hit in. I think you just hit in on your side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys, I
that's it.
want to
Got it.
yeah. Thank you. Love you. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to Hot Topics with Donna. For those of you who don't know what HOT stands for honest, open, and transparent. That's what we do here on Hot Topics with Donna. Listen, we interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their lives and in their community. If you know someone or yourself that would like to be on this platform, all you got to do is reach out to us and you can definitely be on it. But I want to leave you with these words. No matter what you may face in life, whether it's sickness, death, you can make it. You can survive. Let me tell you, a lot of you know that my husband passed away almost 5 years ago. Some days it seemed like it's yesterday, but nevertheless, even when I was grieving, I still was determined to follow my dreams, to pursue everything that I started when he was living. Listen, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't lose sight of your purpose. And make sure you're connecting with people that can push you into your purpose. You have to want it for yourself, but connect with people that want to see you succeed. Stop allowing people to dictate your life, your path. They don't have that power. They only have that power when you give it to them. Stop sitting at people's tables when you can prepare your own table. Because when you sit at other people's table, they will feed you what they want to give you. And when they no longer feed you, then what are you going to do? You're going to starve. Your dreams are going to starve. Your purpose is going to starve. And then what? So stop giving people the blueprint to your life. Start today. Take control of who you are. If you don't know your purpose, like I tell you so many times in these last 4 years, go to the Father and say, hey, what is my purpose? He'll tell you. Stop letting people say, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. How you know? You are not the creator. He will give you everything that you need if you just go to him. I love you. Be good to yourself. Forgive yourself and stop allowing people to hinder what you want to do and what God has called you to do. And when you do that, you will have peace like no other. I am a living witness. I am walking and truly living in the purpose that I was birthed for. Had some bumps and bruises, but yet and still, I'm still here. I'm still standing. And just like me, make the decision to say, hey, I got this. As long as you trusting and believing in the Father, you can do anything. Remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and He already know the plans for you. I love you. I will see you again next week. Good night and have a great rest of the weekend.